Hey there, hello and welcome. It's Madeline here. And tonight I want to talk to you about fear. Okay, so this has been coming up a lot for me, and I heard a wonderful talk from one of my teachers today revolving around fear, and I wanted to pass on the message. In a couple of days, I posted that fear is the real virus, and I believe that fear is the real virus, that fear is what is the underlying cause of all the trauma that is occurring in the world right now and at the individual level. I'm very familiar with fear. In case you don't know, about 11 years ago, I had a nervous breakdown from anxiety, right? So I was so caught up in fear and all those stories in my head that I just fell apart. And then I learned how to heal myself because 11 years ago it was either drugs or figuring out for myself. So I figured it out for myself because I knew that that was the path for me. So I healed my anxiety, right? Learned all kinds of amazing tools and skills as a result. And they all had such a profound impact on my life that now I teach others how to do it as well. So as I mentioned, I healed my anxiety, and so much so that I think I'm pretty badass in that respect, right? That I was able to overcome that hump. And then 2020 happened. And there it is again, the fear and the anxiety. And we were all already pretty busy, pretty stressed out, already had some level of anxiety in our lives. And then 2020 happened, COVID happened, which I'm going to refer to as C, because one, I don't want to give it too much energy. And two, hey, Carol, good to see you, my love. And two, I don't want the Facebook police on my tail, okay? They've already scolded me. So then the C happened and fear blew up. And then it seems that most of us went into one camp or the other, right? The camp of I'm afraid of my freedom being taken away, or I'm afraid of catching the virus, or I'm afraid of my loved ones catching the virus, right? So I live near my mom, who is approaching elderly status, and I was worried for her, not so much for me. And anxiety, stress, fear blew up in the world, didn't it? And it's pitting us against each other. So now we've had a year of fear. Ooh, that rhymes. Now we've had a year of fear. And we're afraid of all kinds of things, right? So again, mostly what I'm dealing with and what my friends and people, my clients are dealing with is it really is both sides, right? Is we're afraid of our freedoms being taken away. There are mandates coming down the roads. Everyone's masked, and that's disturbing. Or you wear a mask and you're disturbed by people that don't wear a mask. Now the vaccine, which I'm going to call the V again because of the Facebook police, and I don't want to give it too much energy, is being rolled out as this savior. And if you didn't see my post yesterday, I strongly recommend that you watch that post yesterday, where I give you the facts about the V and give you some things that you really should consider if you're considering the V. Or the V is being pushed on you, right? So I've been hearing, since I've been talking about the V, I've been getting a lot of feedback from a lot of you beautiful souls that you're worried about the V, right? So that people are pushing it on you if you work in the healthcare setting or in an education setting. I have friends in the UK, and there's talk of travel bans and V passports, and they're really pushing it aggressively. If you've decided that you're not taking the V, it's, people are pressuring you, want to know why not, and bullying you pressuring you into taking the V, kind of the same thing that happened with the masks and the social distancing is just continuing. It's continuing to divide us, and it's continuing to have us in fear, right? That's right. And this could be impacting your relationships. And I feel you, my loves, right? I've experienced all of these things, okay? This could be impacting your relationships because you could be on one side of the fence and someone that you love is on the other side of the fence. So that's been the case with me, which I'm probably going to talk about in my group my private group at a future date, so we can have a private conversation about that, about how this is impacting your relationships, right? So I have family members that have very different views from me. You know, one of my best friends has very different position from me, as do I, about all of this stuff. And this causes stress in the relationship, doesn't it? It causes strife in the relationship. And then that just adds to the anxiety and the fear. So in the little heading, I suggest that I'm going to tell you what the treatment is. And I am, right? Because I am going to share what the treatment is, because it's my life's work to not treat anxiety, but heal anxiety. And I do have the remedy, and it's what I teach my clients, right? And my students, is how to heal anxiety, right? Not medicate, not manage, and deal with while we're in the healing process, because the healing is a process, but I'm going to share it with you, right? I'm going to share the healing process with you. So, and I just want to say something that, and this is an important point that one of my teachers reminded me of today, that when we're in fear, when we're in anxiety, when we're in stress, it's because we've forgotten who we are. We've disconnected from who we really are, from that part of us that is connected to Source, God, Allah, whatever you connect with. And I'm reminded of one of my favorite verses in A Course of Miracles that says that when your anxiety is a sure sign that you're relying on your own strength, right? Because when you're relying on your own strength, you can only be fearful because we're only human. And it's times like these, or whenever you're in fear. Now we're all in perpetual fear, I dare say. It's time when we rely on that power that is greater than us, what I like to call your primordial power, right? The power that we've had since the beginning of time, the power that connects us to Source or God, right? Or the universe. I like all the words. I just like words. So, but that concept, right? That spirit, that deity, that being is important to me and a significant part of my life. And that's what eases the anxiety. That's what eases the fear, right? So how do you do that, right? And how do you do that, right? So prayer and meditation. It's important to do both, right? Because prayer is when we talk to God, and meditation is when we listen. Erin, good to see you, girl. Meditation is when we listen, right? Communication is a two-way street, and it's important to do both, right? So you pray and meditate. Not only when we pray and we meditate are we connecting with who we really are and the source of who we really are, of which we're always connected to, except in fear when we feel like we're disconnected. Prayer can bring us back. Meditation can bring us back. Not only are we doing that, we're also raising our vibration, right? And when we raise our vibration, we're raising the vibration of everyone around us. We're raising the vibration of the planet. And I think that I can speak for everyone within the sound of my voice when we say the vibration of the planet needs raising. Does it not? That's right. Yes. So pray and meditate. That's 1 and 2. Steps 1 and 2, let's say. Then commune with like-minded hearts and souls, okay? Find a community of people like you, right? People who like each other, who are like each other, right? So find a community of people that you can commune with in a positive way. I'm not talking about pissing and moaning, although every now and then it's good to do that too, right? Have a little vent session, right? But commune with people of like-minded ideas and concepts. So then you can feel connected to other humans around you, right? So during the times of seas and lockdowns and isolation, I'm hearing from a lot of people that they're feeling alone. I feel like I'm all alone. Nobody gets me. Nobody understands. I feel like I'm the only one. I'm spending more time alone because maybe you're not going to work anymore, because you're working from home, or you're just avoiding going out as much as you would have because of all the mandates and, the masking and the social distancing and the lockdowns. You can only go here and you can only go there, and it's just easier to stay home. I get that. And the last step, right, is find a teacher, mentor, or a coach that can help you with all of this. Ideally, a teacher, mentor, or coach that has a community that you can connect with. And lo and behold, that's what I have, right? So I help my clients and my students with all of these things, right? With all of the above. And I have a beautiful community of like-minded souls who come together to raise our vibration, reconnect to who we really are, and connect to each other, right? So, and just, leave our meetings feeling good about the time spent together, and then are equipped to go into the world and deal with whatever the world is holding in store for us. Because it's some pretty ugly shit out there right now. I won't block the baby's ears if there's any little ones listening, right? Some pretty crazy shit going on out there right now. That's how I see it. And I've got some pretty badass tools at my disposal. So I'm working through it. I'm with you, right? So know that you're not alone, that I'm with you. I can appreciate what you're going through. And if you'd like to explore, how I can help you raise your vibration, connect to who you really are, and connect with other beautiful, like-minded souls, I invite you to have a conversation with me, right? You can private message me or say, let's talk in the comments, and I'll reach out to you and we'll schedule a time to talk, okay? So I'm just gonna recap and finish off where I started. I believe fear is the real virus, okay? If it's the virus, what's the treatment? It's simple, but not easy. Reconnect to the primordial power in you. You do that through meditation and prayer, connecting with and communing with like-minded hearts and souls. And ideally, you have a teacher, mentor, or a coach to help you bring that all together. So when you're feeling alone, when you stray off the path, I have teachers and mentors and coach. They're on speed dial these days, let me tell you, and coaches. And when I'm feeling alone or need to pick me up, that's who I turn to. So again, I invite you. I'm offering you a conversation. I invite you to drop me a comment or a private message, and we can schedule a time to chat. So in the meantime, I hope this serves you, right? This served you. I look forward to seeing you again soon in the next video. And until then, I'll see you in the gap. Namaste. Be blessed.